Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when words feel too small to carry the weight of what we've lived through. Moments when silence speaks louder than applause, when the heart knows something the mind is still trying to understand. Today is one of those moments. Because we are not gathered here simply as titles, roles, or achievements. We are gathered here as human beings, each carrying a story that no one else can fully see. Stories of love and loss, of courage and fear, of nights we survived quietly and mornings we rose anyway. Every one of us has faced a time when the world felt heavy. Heavy with expectations, heavy with grief, heavy with disappointment, heavy with unanswered questions, and yet, look around. You are still here. That alone matters more than you may realize. We live in a world that celebrates success loudly but expects suffering to happen silently. A world that claps for strength but often turns away from vulnerability. We are taught to move fast, achieve more, and never fall behind, but rarely are we taught how to sit with pain, how to heal, or how to be gentle with ourselves when life does not go as planned. But here is the truth we don't say often enough. Strength is not the absence of pain. Strength is choosing to keep going despite it. Some of you here today are smiling, but behind that smile is exhaustion. Some of you appear confident, but inside you are still learning how to forgive yourself. Some of you are proud of how far you've come, while still mourning the version of yourself you once were. And that is okay. You are allowed to be both proud and tired. You are allowed to be grateful and grieving. You are allowed to be healing and hurting at the same time. Life is not a straight line. It is a series of chapters, some joyful, some heartbreaking, all shaping who we become. At some point in life, every one of us learns that effort does not always guarantee results. That doing everything right does not always protect us from loss. That love can still leave, dreams can still break, and plans can still fall apart. And when that happens, we often ask, why me? Why did this have to happen? Why wasn't I enough? Why didn't it turn out the way I hoped? But over time, if we allow ourselves to keep living, really living, we learn a different question matters more. What now? What now, when the road ahead looks nothing like the one we imagined? What now, when the future feels uncertain and fear is loud? What now, when the strength we thought we had seems to have run out? What now, is where courage begins. Not the loud kind of courage, not the fearless kind, but the quiet, trembling courage that says, I don't know how, but I will take one more step. There is something extraordinary about the human spirit, something unbreakable, even when everything feels broken. We bend, we crack, we fall, but again and again, we rise, sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, but always with more wisdom than before. Think about the hardest moment you have ever faced. The moment you didn't think you would survive. The moment you cried when no one, sometimes painfully, but always with more wisdom than before. Think about the hardest moment you have ever faced. The moment you didn't think you would survive. The moment you cried when no one was watching. The moment you felt completely alone. You survived that, not because it was easy. Not because you were fearless. But because somewhere inside you, there was a spark, small, stubborn, refusing to go out. That spark is still there. Even now, we often measure our lives by milestones, degrees earned, jobs gained, goals achieved. But the truest measure of a life is not found in trophies or titles. It is found in resilience, in kindness, in the moments when we chose empathy over indifference, hope over despair, love over fear. The world does not need more perfect people. It needs more honest ones, more compassionate ones, more people who understand pain and choose not to pass it on. Your struggles have given you something invaluable, the ability to see others more clearly, to listen more deeply, to love more intentionally. Do not underestimate that gift. There will be days ahead when doubt returns, when the voice in your head whispers that you are not enough, not ready, not worthy. When failure feels personal and progress feels invisible. On those days, remember this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are becoming someone with depth, someone with empathy, someone with a story that matters. Growth is not always graceful. Sometimes it looks like rest. Sometimes it looks like starting over. Sometimes it looks like letting go of who you thought you had to be. And that, too, is strength. Let us talk about hope, not the naive kind that ignores pain, but the brave kind that exists because of it. Hope that says, I have been hurt, but I am still open. Hope that says, I have fallen, but I will rise differently. Hope is not pretending everything is okay. Hope is choosing to believe that it can be. And hope is contagious. When you show up authentically, you give others permission to do the same. When you choose kindness in a cruel moment, you change more than you realize. When you keep going, even quietly, you become proof that survival is possible. Someone out there is watching you, maybe without you knowing, and finding strength in your perseverance. As we move forward, let us carry our stories with pride, not shame. Let us honor the battles we fought in silence. Let us remember that vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a bridge. A bridge between hearts. A bridge between understanding. A bridge between who we were and who we are becoming. Life will continue to challenge us. It will test our patience, our faith, our resolve. But it will also surprise us, with moments of beauty we never expected, with connections that change us, with strength we didn't know we had. Do not give up before those moments arrive.